According to Equity Report, lawyers are cautiously optimistic about Xbox Activision deal after the European Commission hearings. Let's look into this. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So I'm sure you remember that European Commission invited a number of companies for hearings to Brussels to talk about Xbox Activision deal. I think they invited obviously Microsoft, Sony, Activision Blizzard, Nintendo, Google I think as well. And looks like these hearings actually went pretty well for Microsoft. That's according to lawyers close to the case, European lawyers. That's according to Equity Report. That's what they report. By the way, this report, this article is behind paywall. So PostUp was kind enough to make this summary. And this, so shout out to PostUp. You will find the link in the description to that summary as well, and the actual original report as well if you want to check it. But like I said, it's behind paywall, so not sure if you want to pay. So anyway, the summary says lawyers cautiously optimistic over outcome of Microsoft Activision Blizzard's EC merger review. So obviously, like I said, very good news indeed. One lawyer following the case noted that the EC, European Commission, accepted similar remedies last year in MaDz's acquisition of a customer. This lawyer also expects way more opposition from the CMA, who left the door barely open. So that's interesting. Looks like CMA fights strong against this deal still. A second Brussels-based lawyer believes that the remedies offered by Microsoft will be enough for the European Commission, noting that the timeline of the European Union investigation is almost in step with the CMA. The CMA is looking at a theory of harm that the European Commission has already dismissed, so there are some differences on the substance, but I would be surprised if the final decisions are fundamentally inconsistent. I wouldn't be surprised. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, there may be differences, but I think the point is that CMA would not want to be way off from what European Commission is going to decide to do, right? So, I mean, I think that European Union as a bigger organization will have more power. And I'm not really saying that power over CMA because they are separate, right? But similar market, I guess. I mean, UK was part of European market back in the days as well. So it looks like the European Commission is only worried about competition being reduced in the markets for the distribution of console PC games and PC operating systems, nothing about cloud gaming then. So I think that CMA was and FTC was worried about cloud gaming and what may happen in the future. The same second lawyer dismisses the concerns regarding Call of Duty because recent acquisitions in audiovisual sector like 21st Century Fox didn't focus on single money spinning franchises. So that's actually interesting. So it looks like Sony crying about Call of Duty may not actually have much of an impact on European Commission at least, right? So that's interesting. The second lawyer also says that Microsoft is offering provisions ensuring that Sony gets the game at a discount of the Microsoft price, so that's interesting, and any new version of the game at the same time as Microsoft. So yeah, I mean, this is like, you know, all the parity and stuff for Call of Duty, of course. And Google raised concerns again about the merger creating a very Windows-centric environment and developers having to write for Windows. This lawyer believes that the European Commission has already decided that this concern doesn't make sense. Well, it doesn't really, because PlayStation is not a Windows-centric machine, and Microsoft will be still making Call of Duty for the machine. They promised Call of Duty for Nintendo, so they are not Windows based either. So yeah, it doesn't really make much sense. A third lawyer believes that the European Commission identified several competition concerns and fails to see how opening Call of Duty to more partners will solve other issues. I mean, I don't really know what other issues he's referring to, but like opening Call of Duty for more partners kind of go against what CMA and Sony actually talks about, that Call of Duty would be available for less people. So I think that Microsoft is just trying to be a Mr. Nice Guy. So let's play all together, right? And the last part says, it looks like Microsoft Activision King will propose to the European Commission and likely the CMA an official package that will compromise the offer of a 10-year license for ABK games. This remedy will be market tested as usual, and they expect the acceptance of the majority of the market, with one or two exceptions that shouldn't be enough to block the deal. That would go forward with a conditional clearance. So credit goes to EDAS apparently, who actually created that summary anyway. But PostUp actually posted it on Twitter. So it's interesting, and so looks like European Commission is, I don't want to say that they are more willing to accept this deal, because looks like they will still want concessions. But it's actually funny that they are not, at least that's according to the lawyers, that Call of Duty is not really a big deal for European Commission. So something that Sony spent so much time crying about, we cannot function without Call of Duty, and Call of Duty finances our first party development as well, and all that kind of stuff lately. So that's interesting, because both FTC and CMA did use Call of Duty a lot in their reasoning and concerns, right? But obviously this is not the official document coming from European Commission. This is just lawyers talking about this deal, right? So I just wanted to make that clear, because we don't really know what's going to happen on April 11th, because I think that's the deadline for European Commission to publish their findings. And I think that's the date for announcement of the final decision, I guess. And but it looks like Microsoft will still be working with them and working on some deal, because just the fact alone that Microsoft and ABK is planning to propose that new deal for them, offering pretty much all ABK games to all platforms. Looks like they are still in contact. They are still working on that deal and stuff. So you know what? I really can't wait for April 11th to come, because it's just taking too long, really, that deal. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know why it's taking so long, but it's been over a year now, and it's just like, finally we are getting there, finally, hopefully soon, and we'll see how that goes. Like, I think that European Commission, European Union decision will be very, very important, because it's one huge market, and I don't think that CMA would like to go against European Commission. So I think that whatever European Commission decides to do with that deal, I think that CMA will follow. Probably complaining a little bit more, maybe, and maybe taking some extra concessions, I don't know, like for the local market. But European Union is a huge market. We're talking about almost 500 million people living in European Union, so that it's a bigger market than even in States, really. Not to mention UK, right? So we'll see. As for the FTC, who knows, right? The FTC case seems very political, so I would not be surprised if they go to court anyway. But From what I remember, Microsoft did say, I think that was Brad Smith, sorry. I mixed these two guys together. Brad Smith, I think he said that, or one of the Microsoft lawyers did say that they are expecting to fight FTC in court anyway, right? But they also did say that if European Commission and CMA would allow that deal to go through, they would just finalize the deal and, well, fight FTC in court later, right? So, we'll see how that goes. I can't remember the exact date, the deadline that Microsoft has with Activision Blizzard, to which they have to close the deal. Otherwise, they would have to pay some big sum of money to Activision, like 2 billion or 3 billion, something like that. So yeah, Microsoft is probably high on his heels to actually close the deal as soon as possible. So they still have got some time, but yeah, time is running out slowly. But anyway, guys, good news, I guess, if the lawyers think that there's something to it, that the hearings went okay. We're talking about lawyers, so I guess they know what they're talking about. So yeah, that's the video, guys. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Thanks for support. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I will see you all in the next one. Take care.